Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since I've appeared in a video on this channel. Last time I did was when we reviewed Huey Lewis and the News 4, which was about 3 months ago now. James has been doing some videos. I didn't do any videos over the Christmas period for some reason. I just completely forgot about it, and now uni started again, so I've just not had the time. Which is, so a long story short, we're dreadful YouTubers who don't upload often enough. But we'll try and sort that out. But I'm gonna do a video now to try and make up for that. But we don't post very consistently, which might be annoying for some people if anybody actually cares. But I thought in this video I'd just go over some recent vinyl additions to my collection. I'm not going to go over every single one that I've got recently, but I was just going to maybe do some that I've got over the last few months that sort of reflect like what I've been listening to really. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So a band that I discovered sort of back in November was this band, Boston. Now I knew the song More Than a Feeling, but to be fair, I didn't actually know any other songs besides that. Then I listened to this album and I was just completely blown away by it. This is an absolutely amazing album. 10 out of 10 album for me. I absolutely love this album. I mean, I've listened to the songs of this album over the past few months endlessly. I mean, every single song is a standout. The vocals by Brad Delp are amazing. Tom Schwartz's arrangements and guitar playing is just fantastic. I mean, every song is great. More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, Long Time, Rock and Roll Band, Smoking, Hitch a Ride has like one of the best guitar solos I've ever heard. Something About You and Let Me Take You Home Tonight. These are all amazing songs. I got that in Liverpool when I went with my family for a day trip there, and I looked in the local record shops and I got that. And then a few weeks later in one of my more local record shops, I got this, which is their second album, Don't Look Back. I think it's just an original UK pressing. But yeah, this is in really nice condition. It's got a nice wide spine, looks really good on the shelf. But yeah, this is another really good album. It's not produced as well as the first album. It's not as classic as the first album. The songs don't have the punch that the first album does, but it's still a really good album. It's just that it can never be the debut album by Boston. And then I also, at the same time, picked up their third album, Third Stage, which I also think is a really good album. I need to listen to this and Don't Look Back again. I've only listened to them once each since I got them, but this album also has some really great songs on it. Amanda, My Destination is one of my favourites, and Can't You Say Believe in Me, which is the second side. I really like the cover as well. It also looks really cool on the shelf with that Earth-like view spine. And now let's get into what I do a lot on this channel. Elvis. Well, this is the first of a few Elvis albums. I only got this the other day in a record shop in Leeds. Come On Everybody, the Pickwick pressing. This is like a US pressing. You can tell by like this thick cardboard sleeve. It's a Pickwick pressing now, but I thought it sounded pretty decent. But it's actually got some pretty good songs on it that I do like. It's got songs like For That Dream and Angel. Come On Everybody's a good song. Not the Eddie Cochran one, but the one from Viva Las Vegas. Decent collection of movie songs. I got it cheap, so I'm not complaining. And then this, my dad got for me the other day, which was really nice of him. He saw it in a record shop while he was out. He just got me it for a surprise. Bruce Springsteen, The Wildly Innocent and E Street Shuffle. I am a pretty big Bruce Springsteen fan. My dad is a massive Bruce Springsteen fan. I have quite a few of his albums. I don't think I've ever shown them, but I have all of his big albums: Born to Run, Darkness on the Edge of Town, The River, and Born in the USA. So this is another one to add to the collection. But yeah, this is a pretty good album. I don't like it as much as the stuff that came after it, but it's a pretty good album. I don't dislike it. It's got some good songs on it, but it's one that needs to still grow on me. But it was a nice surprise from my dad, so I will treasure that one. And then this one is the most recent FTD edition of Elvis to my collection. Sorry about the light, but yeah, it's a pretty good cover. It's not a pretty good cover. All the FTD covers are fantastic. I love them. I got it from the Elvis shop of London, so it came with that bonus card, the limited edition bonus card that they give out. But to be fair, the sound quality on this is just amazing. It sounds so good. The outtakes sound really good. To say this is a soundtrack for, you know, a mediocre Elvis film that was recorded 60 years ago over, the sound quality is just amazing. The only problem is the soundtrack is made up of like 6 songs, so after a while I really get fed up of listening to King of the Whole Wide World for like the 30th time. But the sound quality is good, and I do like getting these. They just cost so much money. So I just can't get them, like, I just can't get them a lot. I mean, I spend a lot of money on vinyl records, but like, I don't want to just spend all my money on just Elvis FTDs, because then I won't be able to buy other music that I want to get. They've also recently announced that there's going to be an Elvis Presley Boulevard Memphis, Tennessee FTD coming out, which is going to be on blue vinyl. And I would like that to get that at some point, but they're asking for £50 for it, so it might take me a while to convince myself to try and get that one. But we'll see what happens. I don't think it'll be going anytime soon though. This is one I got nice and cheap on eBay. I already had a nice mono copy of this, which is one of my favourite Elvis albums. I think it's one of the best albums Elvis ever recorded. He just sounds so good on it. I'm not keen on the way they did the cover for this release, because the other covers of like the American versions and like the original UK versions, like pretty much any of the other covers besides this one, have the original image. It's nice, and it's like a nice bright image of Elvis. It's not as zoomed in. This one just looks a bit, the colours look a bit off. But this is just a bog standard like 70s UK reissue of one of Elvis's albums. But it is like mint. The vinyl is absolutely mint. It literally seemed unplayed. And I got it for about a £5 on eBay. That's without shipping. But yeah, it came like within 2 days. I was so happy with it, and I put it on the turntable and it sounded like new. So that was a really nice find. Now this is an artist that I've also got into recently. Ever since last summer, I've just been listening to loads of 80s stuff and discovering loads of 80s artists. Like last summer, I listened to loads of Michael Jackson and got into Michael Jackson. I've not shown him on this channel because it's been a while since I got into him, so it's not really a recent thing that I've got into. But I've got Bad, Off the Wall and Thriller, his 3 big albums, play them to death. And this is another 80s artist that I recently got into, Wham. I went to the Leeds Record Fair recently and I got both their albums. I'll show the other one in a minute. But yeah, I listened to this last night on headphones, and it's just an amazing album. It really is. Like, it's got classics like Wake Me Up Before You Go, got Everything She Wants, Careless Whisper, which is one of the best songs of all time. But it's got like some amazing underrated cuts which I've never heard of. Well, I might have known them, but like they're just so good. Like Heartbeat, Freedom, I knew that song, but that is an amazing song. Credit Card Baby, that is an amazing song. I mean, a lot of these songs, literally, I think could have fit on like a Michael Jackson record. Like, they're just high quality 80s pop songs. Like, they are amazing. George Michael was such a talented songwriter, even in the early Wham days. And then this is their first album, Fantastic, which is, nearly dropped it, which is on the Innovision Records label. This is not as good as Make It Big, which is the one I've just shown. I didn't actually say the name of it. It's called Make It Big. But this, I mean, I love the cover. It's a great cover of them too. But it's still got some good songs on it. To be honest, I actually really like all the songs on here except for Wham Rap. I just think it's a bit of a silly song. It goes on a bit too long, but it's a bit of a dance novelty song, I guess. I don't know. Then this is completely unrelated to Wham. This is the Bill Evans Trio, Moonbeams. I saw this in the record shop and it was like $13.99, and I was like, you know, that's pretty cheap. I might as well get it, because I really love Bill Evans. I love jazz music, but I really especially love Bill Evans. Just great piano player. I don't know anything about jazz, so I can't really talk sophisticated about it, but his music is great. I remember listening to loads of Bill Evans while doing revision for my A-levels last year. Just nice background music. And this is a really good album. It's got some a label that looks kind of like the Atlantic label. But I also got another Bill Evans album a few months ago on vinyl, but I didn't show it here. And then this was another artist I got into last year, Madley. It's actually the most recent review that me and James did together. Huey Lewis and the News. This is really cool. I saw this on eBay, and I was just like, I'm gonna bid on this. It was cheap because it's Huey Lewis and the News. Nobody seems to want these anymore. But it's like it's a promo only copy of the song "Doing It All for My Baby" on a 12-inch, with Jacob's Ladder and I Know What I Like on the B-sides, which are all three of those songs from Four, the album Four. And Doing It All for My Baby is like that's an amazing song. I love that song so much, and just had to have it on a 12-inch promo. I just thought it's really cool, and I got it really cheap, so it's like I can't complain. So that is a really great song, really great addition to the collection. Then I got this recently, also off eBay. I spent so much money on vinyl records, but this is Picture This, the second album by Huey Lewis and the News. I had their debut, and I also had Sport and Four. So this is like the quadrilogy of their first four albums. I really love all four of their first albums. This has got so many catchy songs in it. I'm surprised it wasn't the one to break them through, but their next album, Sports, was the one that broke them through into the radio charts, really. But it's got some great songs on it. If you've never listened to Huey Lewis and the News, they're a really fun band. They just make brilliant pop. They wrote brilliant pop tunes in their prime, and they had some great harmonies. They sort of harkened back to the old 50s doo-wop sound and just put an 80s twist on it. And they were so talented as musicians, and they really made it work. And then this is the final one I'm going to show. My dad got 2 albums as a surprise the other day. One was that Bruce Springsteen album. Another one was this, George Michael, Listen Without Prejudice. So I've been getting a lot into George Michael. I mean, I got into Wham a lot, so I'm listening to George Michael. Still need to get Faith, but this is a great album. I'd actually never listened to this, the album, before I listened to it on vinyl. I already knew Freedom 90, and another song on here which was written by Stevie Wonder, because it was on one of Stevie Wonder's albums, and I listen to Stevie Wonder a lot. But yeah, this is a really good album. So that's all the albums that I'm going to show for now. Sorry for the lack of uploads again. I will try to do more frequent uploads, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts about any of the albums that I've shown, or just any thoughts in general. Just comment down below. I'd love to read your comments. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.